Since my first Sonic related Jot Shot, folks have come to me with all kinds of questions. The questions range from simple to complex. I might be asked something like, who's your favorite character? Which I would say is a tie between Knuckles and Gamma. So, let me answer in advance. Yes, I am excited about Knuckles being in the second Sonic movie, and let's keep our fingers crossed that his design is close to the images we've seen leaked. I'd also get, what is your favorite game? For 3D, I would say Adventure. Classic style, I would say 3 or Mania. 3 and Adventure are probably what I've played the most of. What is your favorite song from the Sonic series? Up until recently, it's always been Open Your Heart, but I've really become fond of Unknown from ME. And most importantly, when do I think Sonic lost his AAA status? I know what you're thinking. This dude is about to make a whole ass video about Sonic 06. But don't worry, I'm about to tell you that Sonic's Road to Ruin started way earlier than that. Before we get too far down the road, let's start with what a AAA title is. AAA titles typically refer to video games produced and distributed by mid to major sized publishers with higher development and marketing budgets. Unlike the film industry, game studios don't always disclose budgets, but some examples of AAA status games I could give you is that Final Fantasy VII cost an estimated $45 million, while Grand Theft Auto V was somewhere in the ballpark of $265 million. Being AAA status doesn't make a game automatically good, but it definitely raises the skybox for how far they can push their title and what they can do for it. In simplest terms, more money equals less limitations. I think I'd even say that AAA status isn't just a budget thing, but an idea that the game being created will match the confidence being put into it. Video games that match the ego of their creators. This is something I would say is highly noticeable with games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. They have top-notch music, great voice cast, quality programmers to develop favorable game mechanics, and boundary-pushing graphics for the time. None of this is really cheap, and for the Dreamcast era, it didn't feel like Sega was skimping at all. In the wake of the Saturn, I imagine Sega was looking to pick up the pieces and figure out where it all went wrong. From weak third-party support, going up against the PlayStation and the N64, and of course having no leading Sonic game. That's right, no major Sonic game. It can't be said for certain, but I'm sure the Saturn might have held up a little bit better if Sonic Extreme had actually been released. With all of that being said, maybe Extreme getting the shit can was a blessing. There was still a burning desire for a 3D Sonic game, and there'd be an all-star team coming to deliver it. Yuji Naka and Takashi Iizuka were about to dive headfirst into Sega's Hail Mary do-or-die play. Sonic Adventure and the Dreamcast were practically developed side by side, so much that Iizuka and the squad were able to give input on things that the console might need. Iizuka basically had the reign to walk in and say, hey, slap some more RAM on that bitch, and actually get it done. Whether you realize it or not, Sonic Adventure had a mission. The mission wasn't an easy one by any means. Sell games, sell consoles, deliver Sonic to the fans, and most importantly, help Sega climb out of the financial quicksand that constantly burdened it. The adventure games absolutely come across as titles that were made with the care and intent of continuing a legacy of not only the Blue Blur, but as well as the company that gave him birth. And despite the success of both adventure games, unfortunately Sonic could only carry Sega so far. We'd soon see the decline of the Dreamcast, Sega's departure from the console wars, and ultimately Sonic's AAA status being revoked. Now, I'm sure you're going,
hey yo Jot, they still made Sonic games after this, you fucking dummy.
And you know what? They sure did, pal, so let's keep talking. From this point on, we'd see Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 ported to the GameCube, as well as the Sonic Mega Collection. On top of that, we had a plethora of games on the Game Boy Advance, but eventually, Sonic Team would have to make their return to a 3D Sonic game. This time, it would be in the form of Sonic Heroes. This would be the first time the team would be developing outside of their means, having to use a new engine, build for multiple platforms, and create a game for a new generation of Sonic fans. The release of Sonic Heroes was also paired up with Sonic X, hoping to gain traction with a larger audience and remind everyone that even though Sega didn't have a console, Sonic was still there. Sonic Heroes was a bag of mixed reception, introducing a 3-man team mechanic that would never be reused in the franchise, Heroes resorted to repetitive gameplay via a large cast of characters that provided more fan service rather than actual quality that fans were eagerly awaiting after the blockbuster smashes that were Adventure 1 and 2. Sonic Team kind of played it safe and didn't really go for boundary breaking on this, but that is kind of to be expected when you're producing content without a home team advantage for the first time. Sonic Team gave its best effort with these new conditions, but it was clear that Sonic was never going to be the same. Now, we're going to skip ahead to everyone's favorite entry. We all know what a horror story this time was for Sonic fans, so I don't need to beat a dead horse, but there's something I've been thinking about. Sonic 06 was meant to be a crown jewel, a reboot to celebrate the 15th anniversary, as well as making a huge statement that Sonic was going to make waves in the next generation of gaming. In the grand scheme of things, Sonic 06 more than likely had the potential to help the Sapphire Speedster reclaim his AAA status, but alas, inner turmoil would shudder throughout Sonic Team when Yuji Naka left to form his own company. I'm not saying Naka would have made or broke Sonic 06, because the game was doomed from the start, but I'm sure his departure rocked the morale to even bother improving the game. Naka reportedly just didn't have the same drive for Sonic, and they wanted to create some original properties. With Sonic Team distraught and their visions scrambled, they ended up delivering a half-baked cake. Looking back on the scenario, I almost wonder if Naka had felt the pressures of having to perform away from home turf, and that he knew that failure on any front could mean putting Sonic to bed. Nowadays, most game studios have no issue pushing for more development time, but with Sega on the road to financial recovery and the 15th anniversary of Sonic being had, realistically, I think they gave it all the resources that they could. This is of course speculation, but it had me thinking. What if Yuji Naka hadn't left Sonic Team? When Naka left Sonic Team, he went on to form ProPay. With a few members from Sonic Team joining him, they'd start out with funding of 10 million yen, which Sega owned 10% of. You'd think when Naka said he wanted to go on to make original properties, that maybe he had an idea for new characters of some sort, but that really wasn't the case. Going over the titles that ProPay would publish under the iProPay and AProPay labels, the game sounded like a bunch of shovelware bullshit. He went from overseeing Sonic to overseeing the creation of bullshit like Real Ski Jump HD, Let's Catch, Let's Tap, Fishing Resort, and We Play Motion. Now, maybe I'm being a little critical here because at the time the Wii and mobile games were really popping off when ProPay would have come to fruition, so it could have been a nice way to secure the bag for bigger projects, right? Apparently not, because Naka would turn ProPay into a one-man company and eventually pitch Balan Wonderworld to Square Enix. Through begging, and a more than a gentle reminder that Naka was a part of the dream team that carried many W's for Sega, Square Enix reluctantly decided to give him a shot. With an abundance of overconfidence and a brand new team called Balan Company, Naka more than likely hoped to carry the spirit of Sonic Team and achieve the same greatness. Balan Wonderworld would be released 15 years after his departure from Sonic Team, and from the sounds of it, it would unfortunately be hit with the same kind of negative reception that haunted Sonic 06. Balan Wonderworld had shot for the stars, but landed up in the dump. An ambitious opus that will more than likely cement itself among the stars of the bargain bin in coming months. I'm almost led to believe that Sonic Team, as well as Yuji Naka, could only perform when they could truly call all of the shots. They became the victims of large egos that led them to believe that they could sell anything based on a name and a legacy. So no, I don't believe that if Yuji Naka had stayed around that things would have improved. I think we'd still be looking at a similar pathway for Sonic, where we'd be lucky to be wowed every few games. And it's clear that the passion has been gone for years. Sonic Team needs fresh blood, but they're so stubborn that they could never admit that they need help. They wear their few accomplishments almost in the same way that a dude who peaked in high school football would. Bitter, beaten down, and gripping onto the past glory and expecting to artificially grow something out of nothing. Do I think that Sonic could ever return to AAA status? Sadly, no. But I do think that Sonic Team could make something incredible if they could leave the high horse of the past and embrace new talent. We're still patiently awaiting the announcement of a new Sonic game. There's been leaks about the Colors remaster, but fans are still kind of clawing for something new and better. Something that's fitting of the Blue Blur's 30th anniversary. It doesn't bring me any pleasure to speak negatively about a franchise that I've been passionate about my whole life. I just want to see one more grandiose Sonic game that reminds us why he's the king. Sonic should be celebrating 30 with a bang, not a whisper. Here's hoping that Sonic Team can prove me wrong and deliver something of true merit. When do you feel that Sonic lost his AAA status? Or maybe you don't think he lost at all? Let me know down in the comments below. And as usual, like, and if you're new, please subscribe. And most importantly, remember, no brain, just aim.